Goparika Giridhari Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju ki jai. Shri Govinda Gopinath Maran Mohan Ju ki jai. Nitya Lalapa Vishnu Vishnupar Shuttara Shutta Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Gosai Maharaj Shri Guru Dev ki jai. Nitya Lalapa Vishnu Vishnupar Shuttara Shutta Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Vaman Gosai Maharaj ki jai. Nitya Lalapa Vishnu Vishnupar Shuttara Shutta Shishimar Bhakti Vedanta Sai Maharaj Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Nitya Lalapa Vishnu Vishnupar Shuttara Shutta Shishimar Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Gosai Maharaj ki jai. Nitya Lalapa Vishnu Vishnupar Shuttara Shutta Shishimar Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Gosai Prabhupada ki jai. Nitya Lalapa Vishnu Maha Bhagavat Shri Gorkshodas Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Nitya Lalapa Vishnu Vaishnav Sarvabhauma Shri Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj ki jai. Shri Rupanuga Gauriya Guru Varga ki jai. Shri Rup Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jeev Gopal Patadasa Raghunath Shar Gosai Prabhu ki jai. Shri Surup Damodar Rai Ramanandari Shri Gaur Parshad Vrinda ki jai. Namachay Shri Haridas Thakur ki jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Kshetra Mandala Gaura Mandala Vraja Mandala Mathura Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Sarva Abhishta Pradata Giriraj Maharaj ki jai. Shri Radha Kunda Shama Kunda ki jai. Shri Yamuna Devi Ganga Devi ki jai. Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi ki jai. Shri Bhakti Devi ki jai. Shri Purnamasi Yogamaya ki jai. Shri Gopeshwar Mahadev ki jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Jai Nitya Lalapa Vishnu Vishnupad Shrimad Bhakti Rakṣaka Śrīdhara Gosai Maharaj ki jai. Jai Śrīmad Bhagavad-gītā ki jai. All the commentaries on Bhagavad-gītā by all of our acharyas ki jai. Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Ajnanatirmirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Guruve Gaurachandraya Radhikaya Tadalaye Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Vansha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Namo mahavadanyaya Krishna prema pradayate Krishnaya Krishna chaitanya namne gauratvishe namaha. He Krishna karuna sindho dinabandho jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute. Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Vrindayai Tulsi Devai Priyayai Keshavasya Cha Krishna Bhakti Pradadevi Satyavatai Namo Namaha. Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam, Nitai Mukesh ji, Champak Mata ji. See, there are a few devotees on YouTube and Facebook. I don't see all of your names because you need to write comments, otherwise I don't know who you are. But I see Ananga Priya Didi, Hare Krishna. And that's all I see right now. And also pranams to all the devotees watching in the future, like Shachi Devi, Jayade Prabhu, Ananda Pradayini, Krishna Rose, Vrinda Didi, and everybody else. So I'm going to just do a very short reading today because I really need to get cracking with this songbook work. Yeah, I have 2 days to finish everything, and I still have a lot more of these corrections to enter. So I think I'll read for half an hour today rather than an hour. So yeah, I'm not going to do the full Mangala chart and all that just because I need to. So yesterday we read up to the 11th drop of nectar. It says Bhagavad-gītā 5:29. Jai Śrīla Bhakti Rakṣaka Śrīdhara Gosvāmī Mahārāja ki jai. And yeah, this is the Gītāmṛtam, which is a compilation of all the Harikatha that are lots of Harikatha that Śrīla Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj spoke on. These are like the most frequent verses that he would discuss. 30 verses from Bhagavad-gītā. Gītāmṛtam. It's available on Amazon. Okay. Oh, Haribo Anadi Krishna Prabhu. Okay, so Bhagavad-gītā 5:29. Oh, and Haribo Raseshwari Mataji and Madhubala Didi. Haribo. Bhoktaram yagatapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram suridam sarvabhutanam gyatva mang shantimrichati. One attains peace by knowing me to be the original enjoyer of all sacrifices and austerities, the supreme controller of all the planets, and the benefactor and friend of all living beings. One second, I just need to drink a little water. My mouth is getting a bit dry. Okay. Illumination. The Absolute must have some connection with the relative. The relative is not outside the Absolute. When you say, this is Absolute, then anything and everything must have connection with the Absolute. The Absolute covers everything. Nothing is outside the Absolute. And only through the agent of the Absolute, can we find a connection with him. So who's the agent of the Absolute? Śrī Guru. Only through Śrī Guru can we have a connection with him. I went to preach in Karachi in 1935 or so. The president of the Arya Samaj came to see us, and his first remark was, if the finite can know the infinite, then he is not infinite. But I immediately replied, if the infinite cannot make himself known to the finite, then he is not infinite. Just the opposite. Just the opposite. That is our only solace. We cannot approach. We cannot go up, but he can come down and take me up. That is the principle underlying the path of devotion. The main idea is that. He loves me. He will take me to that domain, but I can't go independent of him. Everything is within his hands. He is my guardian. He is my friend. Bhoktaram yagatapasam sarva loka maheshwaram. Bhoktaram yagatapasam. He is the recipient of everything. Everything goes to him only. Here we are fighting with each other. I am the enjoyer. He is the enjoyer. He is the enjoyer of 75%. He is the enjoyer of 10%. He is the enjoyer of another percent. We are all thinking we are the enjoyers. But no, zero. There is only one enjoyer, and all is to be enjoyed by him. Come to this stage, then you will be peaceful. Ultimately, he is for himself, and we are all for him. So there is no ostentatious individual prospect. Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. He is the great master of all that we can conceive. He is the supreme lord of all planets and demigods, and the benefactor and well-wisher of all living beings. Maheshwara. He has got his special power to force you to do anything and everything, but still, he does not use that special power over you. He is there within your heart. He says, that is my particular function in every jiva. Just as the sun, without considering gratitude or ingratitude, goes on giving light, then hrideshe tishtam. So he says, that is my function, existing in the hearts of all the jivas existing in the hearts of all jivas that are to be found anywhere. Anor aniyam mahato mahiyan. He is the smallest of the smallest. Everywhere he is residing inside. I am Brahman, the highest plane where everything is standing. And the smallest, all-pervading state, Paramatma, is also my aspect. So everything's within him, and he is within everything. The all-comprehensive and all-pervasive aspect, the infinite of the infinite, and the knower of the knower, Brahman and Paramatma. These are my two aspects in the relativity of the world of thought. And Suhridam Sarvabhutanam. I am friendly to anyone and everyone, so don't be fearful of any harm from my side. You can have faith in me. I am not your enemy. Your anxiety will subdue when you come to understand that everything is in my hands, and you are my friend, not my foe. I am your well-wisher. When you come to realize this, then you will get real peace. Otherwise, there will be no end to your worries. My guardian represents me. He'll look after my interests, so I have no trouble in my life. He'll be there. I shall not have to fear anything around me, and I can go on cheerfully discharging my duties. By following this regular process, I will make progress towards the truth. Gyatva mam shamtam richati. This is the key to a peaceful life, that the controller of all is friendly to me. This sort of commitment to maintain such a conviction can give us peace in our heart. I should not feel disturbed. I am well represented, and my interest is ensured in the highest quarter of management. Unfavorable circumstances gives us an opportunity to approach the truth unprejudiced. There is no injustice, no apprehension of any misdeed. Only with this idea can we find peace within us. Twelfth drop of nectar. Oh, Dandavat Pranams, Śrīpad Bhaktivedanta Sajan Maharaj, Hari Bol. Okay, Bhagavad-gītā 640. This book's really, right now we're just rushing through it, but it really is the kind of thing that would be perfect for a daily Ishtagoshti program where you just go through one verse and then everybody discusses it. And then the next day you go through another verse and then everybody discusses it, rather than just, because really each one of these points feels like it's just meant to be reflected on, and right now we're just kind of rushing through it. But anyways, the way I'm seeing it is just right now we're just getting an overview of all the points in the book, but then it's nice to go back and just one point and then spend some time with it, not jump onto the next one and then, yeah. Okay, Parthanaive hanamutra vinashastasya vidyate nahi kalyanakrit kaschid durgatim tatagacchati. O Partha, such a person does not meet with destruction, either in this world or the next. One who performs acts of virtue never suffers misfortune. Just drinking some more water. Okay. Illumination. There are two sides. There's Marjaranyaya, the logic of the kitten, and Markotanyaya, the logic of the monkey. A kitten does not do anything. To move it, the mother catches the kitten's neck and takes it here and there. Everything is dependent upon the mother. This is Marjaranyaya. A baby monkey catches hold of the mother, and the mother takes him here and there. This is Markotanyaya. So, the kitten, everything's dependent on the mother takes the kitten everywhere, and the Markotanyaya, the monkey logic, where the baby has to hold onto the mother. If the baby lets go of the mother and falls, then it's on the baby, because the mother's not holding on to him. We are a believer in Markotanyaya, the monkey logic. Marjaranyaya, the kitten logic, may be kept for the highest, but on our level, Markotanyaya will be more helpful to us. Heart within and God overhead, or God helps those that help themselves. We want our own cooperation. We must try to find out what sort of unit I am. The quest is necessary in our position. We cannot eliminate self-search, self-analysis. One who is sincerely hankering after the truth can never be deceived. If apparently some misfortune comes to visit us in any way, that will enhance our position. That is for our improvement. Difficulties will come, but we can utilize them also for the realization of a higher purpose. Not only favorable things, but unfavorable things may also be utilized for our progress. Nahi kalyana krit kaschid durgatim tatagacchati. If you are pure, nature won't commit any mistake. His government is not going to commit any mistake or be jealous of your progress. His watchful eye is over all. If I am sincere, my guardian's eye is always vigilant over my head. He cannot forget me if I have a real interest in him. On the other hand, he must have a corresponding interest in me. It cannot but be. Tests should be there to indicate my progress so that I'll not be cowed down. I may ask my own consciousness what to do. The assurance is given in whatever I shall sincerely find in my inner voice. We are to adjust according to our capacity and understanding, so that we may not have to mourn that I neglected my inner voice and I had to come here. Milton wrote, "Doth God exactly day labor, light denied?" Doth God exact day labor, light denied? Milton was blind in his last days, and at that time he prayed to the Lord, I feel some inner urge to produce some literature. But to write, I must have my sight, and you have taken away my eyes. I am blind. How can I produce literature? Anyhow, he did, and he wrote Paradise Lost. So in Milton's sonnet, we read that, "Doth God exact day labor, light denied? Is he so unjust that he will demand such labor for me in darkness that can only be done in the day with the help of light? No injustice of such an order can remain with him. With the help of as much light that is given to me, I shall do no more than that may be required of me. That is necessary for me at present. So there is no possibility of injustice from his side. Perhaps we are to dive deep into our heart, and we are to dive deep into our heart to inquire, what is my inner necessity? In such circumstances, what should be my duty? Sometimes, such hazy circumstances come to surround us, and I need to be enlightened about my own duty. Faith will help us come out with flying colors under any eventuality. In this infinite universe, only faith in Him can save us. The highest intelligence will only take us to that sort of understanding. Otherwise, we are lost. Between small and big, there's not much difference. However big, it is only an infinitesimal part of the whole. So one cannot be proud of its magnitude. It is only a negligible part in the universe. Only those that depend on the whole can gain anything. To take refuge in the highest authority and to be faithful to His dispensation, that is the best policy recommended by Bhagavatam. Haribol Nandan Nandan Prabhu. Vipada santuta shashvat tatra tatra jagad guru bhavato darshanam yatsyad apunar bhavadarshanam. O universal, this is Srimad Bhagavatam 1:8-25, it says, O universal Guru, we may continually have dangers in such situations, because during that time we will see you, and by that we will gain liberation from this material world. Kunti Devi invites danger. Kunti Devi invites danger so that we can collect our attention to the highest degree to search for the answer, to search for He who can give relief to us. We are compelled to concentrate our intelligence the most when we are in danger. So Kunti Devi says, danger is my friend. I want danger. I welcome danger, where helplessly I can approach Krishna with the highest possible attention. I can be best attentive to pray for the help of Krishna. A deeper vision of the circumstances comes to help us in our position. Danger is no danger if we have faith in Him. Forgetfulness of Him is the only danger and nothing else. We admit that there is no danger, but the forgetfulness of Krishna, forgetfulness of our guardian, our well-wisher, that is the only danger. There is no danger but forgetfulness of Krishna, forgetfulness of our guardian, our well-wisher. Maya is the only danger. No other danger we should admit. No other danger we should admit. Whatever will encourage me to be nearer to my guardian, that is my friend. We shall try to understand this line of help. Only Krishna is our friend, and anything non-Krishna is danger. If I really want help, none can deceive me. I can only deceive myself. If I'm sincere in what I'm doing, I may be wrong, but still I must shake off the influence of my errors if I'm sincere. Simplicity is never defeated. Simplicity and not diplomacy can give us Krishna. If you want to go to that land of simplicity, cooperation, dedication, goodness, and mutual help, you must acquire such a nature. Try to give yourself. Don't apprehend out of your lower nature that I must guard myself against any sort of cheating. That is keeping you in the relativity of cheating. Throw it off. Still, because we are within that plane, we can't avoid it. But as much as possible, we shall try to neglect that and encourage our inner faith in order to live in the higher circle. If we wish to live in the higher circle, we should not encourage any misgivings within us. We must go on with all sincerity. Okay. Okay, so now I'm going to read the 13th drop of nectar, and then we'll end after this, because today's going to be a short reading day. I need to work. Okay, Bhagavad-gītā 6:47. Yoginam api sarvesham mad gatenantaratmana shraddhavan bhajate yo mam sa me yukta tamo mata. I consider the best of all yogis to be the bhakti yogi who abides in me, who meditates upon me, and who worships me with firm faith. Illumination. The Gita has everything: karma, jnana, yoga, and bhakti. When it is for Bhagavan, karma and jnana are good. But when one sees Vasudeva and becomes a Sharanagat, a surrendered devotee, then that is best. That means bhakti. Also, yoga is the best when it culminates in the Lord. When a yogi leaves yoga and tries to enter into devotion, at that point it may be seen that he can become a devotee. But when a devotee wants to become a yogi, then he is not a proper devotee. Then he is falling down. What is the difference between a yogi and a devotee? Nahang veder na tapasa na danena na chejaya shakya evam vido drashtum drishtavan asimang yata. This is Bhagavad-gītā 11:53. It says, not through the Vedas, not through penances, not through philanthropic works, nor through sacrificial rituals is it possible to see me as you have seen me. Also, Devarshi Narad says, Yamadibir yoga patai kama loba hato muhu mukunda sevaya yadvat tatadhatma nashamyati. This is Srimad Bhagavatam 1.6.35. It says, that Atma, which is always afflicted by lust and greed, cannot be satisfied by the restraints of the Ashtanga Yoga system as much as through service to Mukunda. Did we go through this verse in... Yeah, I remember this verse. Yeah, we went through this verse in Bhajana Hasya. Śrīla Bhakti Rakṣaka quotes it in the second yam sadan. So that Atma, which is always afflicted by lust and greed, cannot be satisfied by the restraints of the Ashtanga Yoga system as much as through service to Mukunda. We generally consider the negative side. We think that by following yam, niyam, its rules and regulations, and all these practices, we can get relief from the hands of our enemies, Kam, Krodha, Lobha, and Moha, lust, anger, greed, and illusion. But that is only temporary. Devarshi Narad says, Yamadibir Yoga Patai. By pranayam and other processes, we can acquire temporary control over our senses, but it is not permanent. Only by a drop of devotion can one do away with all that is necessary for penances to get out of the mood of doing mischief to the environment. But yoga, penances, and other processes of getting out of this sinful mentality are all temporary. For the time being, they may help in controlling the negative propensities, but not permanently. What we acquire from the higher plane is Shraddha, faith, and that is permanent progress. Right, I always like this point that Shraddha is the first part of my real eternal nature that we understand. The first real permanent thing about me that will only, it's like the first glimpse into who I actually am. Okay, so yoginam apisarvesham. Who is the best amongst yogis? Shraddhavan bhajate. Actually, I'm just gonna stop. Śrīla Bhakti Rakṣaka Śrīdhara wrote a song on this topic. But yoga penances and other processes of getting out of this sinful mentality are all temporary. Yeah, he wrote a song. I'm just going to show you really quickly. It's in Instructions to the Mind. It is... One second. How does it go? Oh. Oops, I went too far. Here. Huh. Oh, there it is. 852. Okay, so it goes, Mana yogi hoite tomar vasana. I'll just read the translation. O mind, longing to become a yogi, you study the scriptures on yoga, the practice of restraints and observances, breathing exercises, and bodily postures. You have vowed to withdraw your senses from their objects, to meditate, to practice perseverance, and to achieve samadhi. But you say nothing of what the actual fruit of all this will be. You will dry up your body and mind and suspend your breath, imagining your soul to be one with Brahma. Upon attaining the 18 mystic perfections, you will forget the supreme goal of life and hanker for further opulence and powers. Relinquishing gross matter, you will enter the astral plane and yet again reap torment. The soul itself is eternal, pure wealth. The servant of Hari thus hankers for naught. What benefit can the soul receive from yoga? Take shelter of Bhakti Yoga, and no fear shall remain in you. It will then be possible to taste the natural nectar of immortality. Bhaktivinod's plea is this: give up aspiring for other yogic paths and engage in worship of Radha and Krishna. And then I gave an endnote here. In the first edition of Kalyana Kalpataru, Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Thakur included a 4-page footnote explaining that yoga is of 3 types: Ashtanga Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga, and that only Ashtanga Yoga is being referred to in this kirtan. And the footnote elaborates on the 8 limbs of Ashtanga Yoga: Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayam, Pratyahar, Dharana, Dhyan, and Samadhi. And it fills up, he goes through each one of those things, and then he further divides them into all the different, it's 4 pages, four full pages. And then at the very end, after going through all the limbs of Ashtanga Yoga in detail, he says, upon examining the aforementioned yoga, its methods and results, it becomes apparent that the ultimate purpose of yoga is indeed Bhagavat Prem. But due to yoga's many difficulties and extraneous results, the jiva, while practicing it, may experience much distress. Therefore, the yoga of Bhakti Ras is the most beautiful in all respects, easily attainable, and certainly all auspicious. A devotee has no need for Ashtanga Yoga. Just practicing some pranayam for bodily vigor is sufficient. I thought that was kind of interesting, huh? That he says, just by practicing some pranayam for bodily vigor is sufficient. And also this point that, yoga, the process of yoga can lead to bhakti. It's not that it's, but the thing is, what does he say? Sorry. I guess he doesn't say here. I remember him saying that all these other things start to come when you're doing yoga. And this doesn't mean just like bodily asanas and like that. These are the niyam, all those things. And when you do yoga though, all these different temptations will come to you, and it's very difficult to not get derailed by all the temptations, because different powers will come to you, different you'll get all these things. And so what we can acquire from the higher plane is Shraddha, faith, and that is permanent progress. So following the process of yoga, for the time being, they may help in controlling the negative propensities, but not permanently. So what we acquire from the higher plane is Shraddha, faith, and that is permanent progress. Yoginam apisarvesham. Who is the best amongst yogis? Shraddhavan bhajate yomam means one who from the heart has taken shelter of me. By bhakti, whatever we get is permanent. The highest acme of knowledge is to surrender the self to the Supreme. Mad gatenantaratmana shraddhavan. In the devotional school, the primary necessity is Shraddha. In that verse by Rupa Gosvāmī, Adao Shraddha. First, there's faith. Everything begins from faith. Ultimately, after so many feats, the yogi must come to the plane of Shraddha. Same yukta tamo mata. Then he is recognized as the highest. Otherwise not. There are so many tapasvis, yogis, jnanis, siddhas. They are all attempting students. But when one has my service, his student life and inquiry is finished. Everything is finished. All is eliminated. Everything is dismissed. He is the highest of all the yogis, jnanis, tapasvis, and karmis. One who has come to me and who has cent% engagement in me, I consider him to be the highest. He will be busy in how to satisfy me. He engages all his talents, I should probably say when it's Krishna speaking and when it's, right? Anyways, so now Śrīla Bhakti Rakṣaka continues. He engages all his talents only in that nitya seva, in that eternal service. That is of an infinite character. It is not finite. There are different departments of service, and they are involving in different ways. The garlands, the bed, the food, diplomatic section. So many departments are there. He is engaged there and fully engrossed in his duty. Everyone's duty there is infinite. You may use your best talent to its limit to show what service you can render. The scope is there. But it is service. It is not for any other fortune. You are no longer a fortune seeker. Your fortune is fixed, and you are showing your genius in that. Your fortune is fixed, and you are showing your genius in that limitation there. And you will find there that you are thriving the most. Okay, I really want to continue on, but I'm going to stop here because I really need to get an early start with this songbook work. So we'll continue tomorrow from the 14th drop of nectar, Bhagavad-gītā 7:14. Yes. All right. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol. Jai Shri Guru Gauranga Gandharvika Giridhari Shri Radha Vinod Bihari Ju Ki Jai, Shri Govinda Gopinath Maran Mohan Ju Ki Jai, Jai Shri Gurudev Ki Jai, Jai Shri Param Gurudev Ki Jai, Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai, Shri Rupanuga Gauriya Guru Varga Ki Jai, Saparshad Shri Gaur Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai, Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopi Gana Ki Jai, Shri Giriraj Maharaj Ki Jai, Shri Tulsi Maharani Vrinda Devi Ki Jai, Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai, Jai Śrīla Bhakti Rakṣaka Śrīdhara Gosvāmī Mahārāja Ki Jai, Jai Śrīmad Bhagavad-gītā Ki Jai, Śrī Kṛṣṇa Arjuna Ki Jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai, Samagata Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai, Shinitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Gaur. Vrindai Tulsi Devai, Priyai Keshavascha, Krishna Bhakti Padadevi, Satyavataya Namo Namaha, Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha, Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Dandavat Pranams, Nitai Mukeshji, Champak Mataji, Anadi Krishna Prabhu, Nanda Nandan Prabhu, and all other devotees joining, Ananga Priya Didi, Madhubala Didi, Raseshwari Mataji, I'm guessing Indira Mataji is there, Shripad Bhaktivedanta Sajan Maharaj, Dandavat Pranams Maharaj, and Gandharvika Didi, Vidya Lalasa Didi, and all the devotees watching in the future, like Shachi Devi, Jayadev Prabhu, Krishna Rose, Ananda Pradayini, Vrinda Didi, and everybody else. Thank you so much for joining, and to see you all tomorrow to continue reading from this beautiful book. Let's look at the calendar. What's coming up? Okay, so tomorrow is the last day of Katyayani Vrat. Tomorrow will be the day when Krishna actually stole the clothes of all the gopis. And then it's also Bhakti Pradeep Tirtha Mahārāja's disappearance day. And then in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5 days from now will be the 88th disappearance day of Śrīla Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada. So that is on December 8th. Alright. So see you all tomorrow. Jai Shri Radhe Haribol. Thank you so much for joining. Is there anything anybody wants to mention before I end the stream for today? Alright. See you tomorrow.